Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of RawRadiantHealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So it is Thursday, and it's getting towards the end of the week, which we love. We love that it's Friday's just tomorrow, so it's all good. And today I wanted to talk about late night eating and give you a few more tips on like how to deal with it, because I know a lot of you are struggling with it, and it could be that one thing that will help you to get your health back on track. It'll help you lose some weight, and it'll just actually help to just keep a good eating habit and good rhythm and patterns in your life. Because I think the biggest issue people face when they're trying to lose weight is they do so well during the day, and then come evening it's like, you know, everything's just thrown out the window, and they find themselves like from the moment they walk in their home till they go to bed, they're just constantly eating. And I used to have this problem, and here and there it still comes up. And personally, how I was able to overcome it was really first to look at why am I doing this? And I believe that there's three reasons as to why people eat late at night and overeat at the end of the day. And the first reason is because they're not eating enough during the day. A lot of people start the day where they just have a quick cup of coffee or tea, you know, some sort of stimulant, and then they go. And they might have, like, you know, when they get to work, they might have like a donut or a muffin or something, and then they have a really light lunch, and they're not eating very much during the day, and it's just going through them, and there's no nutrition in what they're eating. And then by the time they get home, they're famished, and they just continue eating, like from the moment they walk in the home till they go to bed, just constantly like noshing on things. And it's either that, or, you know, if you're on a healthier diet, it might be that during the day you just eat less, and because you want to be on your diet and you want to be good, and you're all good throughout the day and eating healthy, but by the time you get home, again, you're just too hungry to control yourself. It's kind of like, you know, they always say don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry, because if you go to the grocery store when you're hungry, you have a tendency to pick up a lot of junk food. Whereas if you eat before you go to the grocery store, you'll make healthier decisions on what kind of food you're going to buy. Okay, and I've seen that happen with myself as an example. So so that's one reason, is not eating enough during the day, and usually it has to do with skipping breakfast. You skip breakfast, you'll compensate it in your evening meal. Okay, and personally, I'm not a believer in that. Like, I know a lot of people that don't eat until noon, and personally, I need to eat something first thing in the morning. I like to wake up hungry because I'm not eating very much at night, that when I wake up, I'm hungry. So eat something. Your metabolism is revved up. It's ready to go. You're getting up, you're moving around, and you've got the entire day ahead of you to burn off the breakfast and burn off the lunch. So I am a firm believer in eating substantial meals for breakfast and for lunch. And, you know, and then when you get towards dinner, you know, not going too crazy with the food, but enough food to keep you satisfied for a few hours. And that's another thing, making sure that, like, whatever you do have for dinner, it's not too little that 2 hours later you are starving. Because you want to ensure that you stop eating like 4 hours before you go to bed, at least. So the main thing is that you want something that's going to be able to make you feel full and satisfied for a few hours. Now, the two other reasons why people eat late at night, like, go kind of hand in hand, okay? And it's not a physical thing, it's a mental and emotional issue, okay? The first one is it's a lot of times at the end of the day is when you're coming home from work, and you might have had a stressful day, you might not like your job, or you might be bored with your job, or you just might not be satisfied on how you're spending your days, day in and day out. That when you come home, you might feel anxious, you might feel stressed, you might feel worried, you might feel overwhelmed, or you just might feel not good at all. And a lot of times it has to do with your actual work, that you might not be happy at work, that when you come home, you devour the refrigerator to sort of ease that stress, ease the tension, ease your way out of a day that you might not have enjoyed, or a day that's stressed. I mean, sometimes people love their jobs, but it's high stress. There's a lot of pressure. And somewhere along the lines, they found food as a way to help relieve themselves of that pressure, that boiling point that's going on inside them. And it's, you know, some people go towards food, some people go towards alcohol, some people go towards drugs, some people go towards, you know, other activities. And the main thing is that it's doing something to release that extra energy, and or to even kind of numb you out. So my suggestion with it is to look at your day, like, and look at your job, look at how you spend your days and how you feel. Like, be conscious of how you feel when you get home at the end of the day. Like, you know, are you running to the refrigerator and eating and overeating because you're hungry, or is it because there's something inside of you that's not settled? There's something inside of you that doesn't feel right, and you're reaching towards the food as, you know, you're reaching outside yourself to sort of balance it out or to numb it out, okay? And then the other reason why people overeat is out of entertainment, okay, is that they come home and, you know, they got all these extra hours before bedtime, and it's like, what do? They eat, you know, and it's a way of entertaining themselves. And because they're bored, or because they don't know what else to do, or lonely, or, you know, and I see it with, you know, single people. They're living on their own, and, you know, it's like they come home, they make their meals, they sit in front of the television set, they zone into the programs, and they eat, and the next thing you know, it's like time for bed, okay? And so it's like this whole, like, you know, having a party, you know, with the food. And, or if someone's in a relationship or married, I've seen it too, where it's like, you know, that's how the couple spends time together, is that they come home together and they are both entertaining themselves and each other by eating food. And, you know, you see this a lot, like, you know, that it's their time together, and it's involves food, and, you know, that's great. Like, it's beautiful to have a wonderful dinner together, but you have to work together and support each other to both just stop eating. You know, once dinner is done, it's done. It's like, and if you've got someone that's doing the same thing as you, as eating, you know, till you go to bed, then together you got to both acknowledge that, like, you know, you don't need the food to have a good time together, and that, you know, it's as great as the food is, you guys have to figure out something together to do that is fun and doesn't involve the food, okay? And because sometimes just one person in the relationship standing up and putting the foot down and saying no more late night eating, then the other person will follow along. It's just, it just becomes a pattern. A lot of these things are habits and patterns, and habits are not always that easy to break because we're attached to them, and they give us comfort and they give us stability. But as soon as you can break the habits and acknowledge, especially acknowledge where the habit is coming from. If you can see, okay, I'm stressed out, or I hate my job, so I'm stuffing my face, or, you know, me and my husband, you know, this is how we end our day together and hang out together, is we just eat a bunch of junk food and, like, you know, talk about the day. And, you know, if you can see it for what it is, then you can find a solution for it. Okay, so, and it just might be that you're not eating enough during the day. Like, stuff your face during the day, because then you'll notice by the evening, you might not even be that hungry for dinner, and you have a lighter dinner, and then you can sleep well. And the main thing is the reason why we don't want to eat so much late at night is because we'd rather put our energy into rejuvenating ourselves and having more energy the next morning, instead of wasting all our energy throughout the night on just digestion, because then your cells in your body, nothing's getting rejuvenated, nothing's getting re-energized. It's just, everything's just focused on breaking down that food. And you want to do that before you go to bed, so you can wake up with, you know, a youthful glow. Okay, so That's it for today. I am wishing you guys a fabulous, fabulous day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.